So many people think that they have to pay someone to do this for them. And let me just tell you, that is absolutely false. You can actually do this on your own. It's just going to take some preparation and it's going to take some resilience. Okay, this is going to be a long journey, but it's going to be worth it if you can get some of this debt off of your shoulders. So if you're a person that has tons of credit cards or loans that are inside of collections, I want you to listen up because this can actually help you. So right now I'm going to be talking about how to settle your debts and negotiate with your creditors. Debt settling is simply negotiating with your creditors to pay less than what you currently owe. For instance, you have a $10,000 debt. A way for you to settle that debt or to negotiate that debt is to talk to your creditor and see if you can settle that debt down to $1,000. Maybe you pay that $1,000 and that debt is settled, it's done, it's over with. So settling your debt is something that you can honestly do yourself. So many people think that they have to pay someone to do this for them. And let me just tell you, that is absolutely false. You can actually do this on your own. It's just gonna take some preparation and it's gonna take some resilience. Okay, this is going to be a long journey, but it's going to be worth it if you can get some of this debt off of your shoulders. First things first, there are a few steps you want to take before you call your creditors. Do you have enough cash to settle the debt today? Okay, if you do not have enough cash to settle that debt today, can you afford to do monthly payments with your debt collector? So if you decide to do that long-term payment plan, you want to decide and determine how much can you afford to send to that debt each month without putting a strain on your budget. After you do that, I want you to think about what will happen if the debt creditor says no, that we will not settle this debt and we will not allow for you to get on a payment plan. What will be your next steps? Okay, so these are things we have to think about before we call our debt collector. All right, so the second thing that you want to do before you call your debt collector is know your story. Okay, so what is your story? Identify what your story is, okay, and briefly share that story with your debt collector so they can get an idea of where you're coming from. So okay, in your instance, you are a single mom who has an income that fluctuates and it varies from month to month. You are a mom working very hard and you're trying to do your best to pay off your debt, but right now it's just hard for you. Hard for you to get caught up on your debts, but you truly want to pay off your debts. I will share with my debt collector that type of story, okay? You can add more details if you would like, but all I recommend is that you be honest, okay? So when you're crafting up this story, be honest and tell them the truth. When you decide to call your debt collector, you want to take some notes. You need to have a pen and paper ready to go when you dial that phone number, and you want to write down everything you guys talk about. You want to get the agent's number, whatever their ID number is. You want to get all those crucial, important details written down so that you can always refer back to them, okay? I also want you to be prepared. I want you to have your account information ready to go. I want you to know what you owe. I want you to know all the details regarding this loan. This is not the time to be scrambling. You want to be prepared and show this debt collector that you are about business and you're trying to do the best that you can to settle this debt. So definitely have all the necessary documents available right in front of you when you make that call to your debt collector. After you do that, I want you to call your debt collector. Tell them your story. Verify the debts, the amount, the type of debt that it is. Let them know that you want to honor your debts, but you can only just pay a portion of that debt at this current time. And just let them know that you are serious about paying off this debt, okay? If during this call you guys are able to come up with an agreement on how this debt is going to be settled, I want you to get everything in writing. Before you make a payment, before you send them a dime, you want to make sure you have this in writing, okay? Because if we're being honest, people can do some shiesty stuff, okay? So you definitely want to get this in writing before you send a payment to that debt collector. When you send that payment, you also want to make sure you get that settled in full statement, okay? So you don't want to give them access to your checking account. So first and foremost, you want to get it in writing that you guys are going to settle this debt for X amount of dollars. Then you want to mail in a check with a return receipt so that you can know that the debt collection agency actually accepted your check. And that's the process. And I want you to do this for all of your debts. For all 15 of your debts, I want you to take the time to see if you can settle and negotiate down the balance, okay? This could truly help you take a lot of load off of your shoulders and free up some of your income, okay? So it is worth your time to sit, call, and negotiate with these creditors, okay? Keep trying. I suggest starting this off with your smallest debt that's in collections and doing it all the way up to that largest debt that's in collections as well. All right, guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into the homework. So if you've loved this video so far, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you won't miss my next episode of Budgeting with Cash and Curls. So my homework for you guys tonight is to first and foremost download my free monthly budget template, and secondly, get started with budgeting today. Stop putting off budgeting, okay? There's no more excuses. I've provided the template. I have a series on my channel with tons of budgeting videos to help you get started. So now it's time for you to get started on your budget. And my third homework assignment for you guys is if you are in a similar situation like Kay and you're drowning in credit card debts and you have tons of loans and collections, now is the time to craft up your story and call these debt collectors and see if you can settle and negotiate down that balance, okay? So use the tips that I provided in this video to help you get started with lightening your load and releasing some of that debt off of your shoulders. Okay, I hope this video truly gave you some insight on how you can be more strategic with your income that you currently have, and I hope that it gets you to a better position financially. Continue to take these small financial steps that you will be successful with your finances and that you will be a better budgeter, okay? So, okay, feel free to reach out to me via Instagram or through email if you have any questions. I am here to support you, and I just want to see you win with money. So if you like today's episode of Budgeting with Cash and Curls and you would like to be featured on my next episode of Budgeting with Cash and Curls, all I need for you to do is to click the link down in my description box and fill out the form, okay? So if you're very detailed with your budgets, you could potentially be next person featured on my Budgeting with Cash and Curls series, okay? So my goal is to continue to do a budget a month, so I need you guys to keep submitting in your forms because I truly enjoyed this budgeting series and I think you guys enjoy it as well. So that is all that I have for you guys today. Never forget that you can win with money and I am rooting for you. Until next time, friends. Bye.